The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. This is episode 93. 93? 93. Episode 93. We are live. Thank you for joining me for another episode, man. I appreciate everybody in the comments. Thank you for the support for the last video. The Dolce situation is always a touchy situation, but I had fun doing it, and I had a good time seeing some of the comments. This has been a very interesting week. It's early Wednesday morning. I know this episode is going to drop later on today. I got caught up with so much stuff earlier this week, trying to make new content for the Patreon and trying to figure out what kind of content you guys want here. So I came up with an idea. I want you guys to give me some ideas about what you want me to talk about. That's right. I want to hear from you guys. Now, usually I'm going to ask you guys to put it in the comments, but instead, I want you guys to email me. I'm going to put the email right. I'll tell you what, I'll put it up here. This is the email address I want you guys to send me topics to talk about so I can do a lot more bonus content. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be more interactive with you guys. The comments are here and there, few far between, but I also want to be able to, I don't know, I want to just kind of get your thoughts outside of what the comments are. So you can put your ideas in the comments. You can put your ideas here, but I want to do music related content for you guys, and I need a few more ideas to be able to go with it. So whatever music topic it is, no matter if it's R&B, hip hop, whatever the case may be, send me your ideas, send me some thoughts, send me some things you want me to cover and talk about, topics, all of those things. Send that to me, and we'll see what we can get done. Sounds good? Not too much on the particulars. I got a lot of shit to cover. Let's go ahead and move forward with new music.
New releases.
So this past week, Playboi Carti dropped his newest album, I Am Music. 30 tracks, 1 hour and 16 minutes long. I gotta tell you right now, I know I'm probably not the demo for this. I know the YNs are having a field day with this album. But I just wanted to address something really quick. The unwarranted hate that Playboi Carti is getting about this album is pretty stupid, especially from people who are supposed to be hip hop talking heads. And I'm not listening to this, man. It's funny how people have gotten to the point where they're so big that they can't even cover music anymore. A part of this game is actually going and listening to things you don't like. I've been covering music and I've been talking about music for the past 10 years on a smaller platform, on smaller websites, so on and so forth. So I understand that there comes a time where you hear shit that you don't like or it might not be for you, but we owe our audience some type of critique when it comes to new music, especially somebody who's as big as Playboi Carti. Playboi Carti is a huge artist, whether we want to believe it or not. Even though he's a part of another generation, he is still one of the biggest artists that the YNs love. Should us as an older generation be critiquing his new music? Well, if you look at the feature list, most niggas are in this age group. I mean, he has a few people who are younger on his album, but most of his features, like Future, Kendrick Lamar, people like that, they're part of a different generation, and he was lucky enough to have them on his album. So I'm just saying, y'all are complaining about something that you don't want to take a part of when, in all honesty, we should be covering this album. I think that's the biggest problem of all. There's always this generational gap, and it's just like, man, fuck this nigga, he's trash. It's like, well, it's still hip hop. It's still a part of what it's supposed. It's still a part of the genre. We have different pockets these days, and that's just I just wanted to put that thought out there, man. Like, if you're not open and listening to all kinds of different genres or different pockets of hip hop, then what are you doing this for? You get what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people look at it as hate, or some people might look at it as like, oh, this nigga don't know what he talking about. He ain't outside and nothing like that. I just look at it as our responsibility to start talking about these artists so we can actually either give them an opportunity to flourish or to be able to say, go back and do something else. With all that being said, the album is okay. Let me break down the good, the bad, whatever. Good side of things. I like the production on here. I got 6 songs deep, and I was really feeling a lot of the production that he was doing. Now, a lot of people don't listen to the alt side of hip hop, whereas I do. I listen to Yeet. I listen to JPEG Mafia. I listen to Paris, Texas. I listen to those artists, and that's more of the alt side of hip hop. Carti fucked around and got some great producers on here, like Cardo. He ended up getting Metro Boomin on here, Benny X, who I think is one of the best when it comes to doing production on these types of alt hip hop albums. And I was really digging the production. 6 songs in, I was feeling it. I got about 10 songs in, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I like where this is going. And then I got to like 15 tracks, and I was like, this is really repetitive, and a lot of this shit sounds the same. I like the fact that Carti has his own lane, and I like the fact that Carti actually has the YNs out here digging something outside of what we normally do. But let me be completely honest with you. That nigga ain't saying nothing different than any other trap nigga out of Atlanta. He's just saying it in a weird way, and he's saying it in a way that probably speaks to the young niggas that don't sound like shoot 'em up, bang, bang, all this other bullshit. When I listen to Whole Lotta Red, I honestly believe that Playboi Carti was her scamming everybody. Technically, on this album, he's scamming everybody. He's just finding very untraditional ways of saying trap nigga shit. He is basically finding ways to oddly say Atlanta trap rapper shit on here. And it's working for the YNs because it's so different and it doesn't sound traditional. For the most part, the features worked on here, man. I gotta give it up to Future. I think Future did a pretty decent job with it. I think it's Wake Up Filthy. He was on here. The one that caused the most commotion online was Kendrick's feature, and I know Anthony Fantano had his little say-so about moral compass and hip-hop and how it doesn't fit. Tell Anthony Fantano to shut the fuck up. Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit. Rate the goddamn album and shut up about these moral compasses and these fucking back and forth wars about who Kendrick is and who Drake is. Shut the fuck up, bruh. You stupid. I think the Kendrick feature on here was okay. Not the best. I like what he did. It was cool. I like the Travis Scott's features on here as well. Here's why I have a problem with the album. It's repetitive. It's repetitive, bruh. Like, I know a lot of people are sitting up here saying, well, you know, like Playboi Carti, man, he's just giving us a lot of music. You gave us a lot of repetitive songs, bro. You gave us a lot of shit that like you really didn't have to double up on. I really wish that you would have cut this album down to like 16 songs and you would have been straight. 30 songs is a lot, bro. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know if you was trying to make up for lost time because we haven't gotten an album from him in 5 years. And Whole Lotta Red was, to me, a disappointment. It just wasn't a good album. 30 songs, bro, just don't work in today's times. Now, I could be completely off, and the YNs might want to fuck with 30 songs. But I'm pretty sure if I sit down with any young nigga, they'll tell me I ain't fucking with 30 songs. Sorry. It just got really repetitive, bro. Like, there's some really good shit on here. Like, for real, because you have to listen to that side of hip-hop to understand what's good and what's not good. I love the shit with Benny X. I think Benny X did a great job with the production shit that he did. And I think the rapping on here was just niggas showing up, doing what they were supposed to do, getting a check and getting the fuck out. I think Playboi Carti knows he's famous or popular. I think he took advantage of that, and he curated an album to get people talking. Now, I think at the time of this recording, he's probably going to be number 1 on Billboard. He probably did 250 first week, which makes sense because his fan base is that deep. And I got to give him credit for taking advantage of his fan base. But I can't give him credit for giving us an album that just has 30 songs. Halfway through, you start getting repetitive, and it's just, come on, bruh. You doing the typical Atlanta nigga shit by scamming, cuz. You scamming us. Them 30 songs is a scam. They really are a scam. He could have just halved that up, and he could have made 2 albums. He could have dropped 1 album early this year, and then by the time we got to like July or August, he could have put the second half of this album out. He could have doubled up on his money, and he would have been straight. But instead, he gave us 30 songs. where I really feel like he's gonna float and not even put out anything else for another 5 years, and people are gonna be calling for Carti to do this shit again. I love the alt side of hip hop. I love these types of albums because it just shows the genre is not pinned down to just one side of things, where it's just trap music or it's just, I don't even like to say boom bap anymore, but just like classic hip hop or traditional type styles or any of that other shit. I like the fact that we have different pockets, and that makes a lot more sense to me. I would personally say that Carti is doing what he has to do, but Yeet just does it a whole lot better. I listen to Yeet's shit, and I think Yeet is just a better artist. Where we got people like Yeet, V's, JPEG Mafia. Like, we have a lot of different artists out that's doing the same thing. I just think they do it better. So in closing, I just want to say all of the warranted hate that people are giving this album because they say Playboi Carti sucks are people who are even listening to that part of that pocket of hip hop. I think it's overblown. I think a lot of people are just talking shit to start rage baiting people. The album's not that bad, but it really is not that great either. Take some time to listen to it if you like that pocket of hip hop. If you like the alt side of hip hop, take some time out and listen to it. I promise you're not gonna get through the whole 30 songs in a day. It took me like 3-4 days to be able to get through the album twice. But if you want to hear that side of hip hop, if you want to hear a pretty decent Kendrick Lamar feature, go check out Music from Playboi Carti. It's in your phones right now.
Music news.
All right, y'all. You know what I got to start off with. The Drake UMG shit continues, and it's getting good. So UMG has filed for dismissal of this lawsuit, of this whole defamation thing. I read the document. Let me just tell you right now. Read the document. I got a lot of texts. A lot of y'all texted and DM me about this as soon as the story popped up. And if you don't know, my stance has been with Drake suing the company. My stance has been pay that boy. Pay him his money. Pay him his money. I feel like Drake has complete merit over UMG for using dirty tactics to push Not Like Us. Was Not Like Us a hit? Yes, I know it was a hit. Yes, I know it was organically built. But I also know, me reading about the music business and being around this for a few years now, I also know it takes a little bit of pushing to be able to get some of these songs or keep these songs where they're supposed to be at. Like, if you think record labels don't do anything shady or shifty to be able to keep these things going to help their business, because let's be completely honest, UMG don't give a fuck about Kendrick Lamar. They care about what money's coming in. They care about the accolades. They care about all of that shit. Explain the high five at the Grammys when Not Like Us was winning. Just throwing it out there. They care a lot about making their money off of these artists. So let's not get it fucked up and think that I'm just sitting here rooting for Drake. I'm just rooting against the company. I'll continue to say, anti-label does not equal pro-Drake. I know he's doing this for selfish reasons, and I completely understand that Drake is, he being a crybaby about it. But I would want to be a crybaby too if I was owed money. I feel like I'm renegotiating to get what I've earned. So UMG's whole point is they're saying, hey, this whole situation is stupid and it's false. Didn't you see Not Like Us win these Grammys for Song of the Year, Record of the Year? Didn't you see him performing at the Super Bowl? If Kendrick Lamar can get all of that off of a diss track, why would it be bad? How is this hurting Drake's whole situation with renegotiating with us? I got to give you a round of applause, UMG. That was pretty smart. You guys completely know how to turn this whole thing around. That high five at the Grammys went way more than what y'all thought it was. If you don't remember the high five with Dr. Dre and Lucian Grange after Kendrick Lamar won, it's way deeper than what y'all think it is. I promise you that. So UMG made sure they put some words in this document for a nigga like me not to understand. Things like, what is this? Rhetorical hyperbole. I had to look that up because rhetorical hyperbole is not used in my vocabulary every day. Sorry. But they're basically saying that Not Like Us is not a statement or a fact. Come on, Drake. You have to, if the song was real, you would have to admit that you're a pedo. You'd have to admit that, Drake, and we can't hey, come on, guy. If you got to admit it, then that means it's true. But they get into a whole lot of semantics about how rap beefs are said with angry threats on a regular basis. These words don't mean anything. I gotta say, that's a smart card to play, especially if you want to dismiss this whole situation. UMG is playing it smart and letting these people know, hey, y'all are saying mean things online all the time. They don't mean nothing. I mean, you literally said Kendrick Lamar beats his wife, and you basically said his kid's not his. That's not real, right? Nothing is factual coming from these things. It's funny how people like UMG can figure out a way to take lyrics and say discredit all of that shit when it comes to them getting sued. But on the other end, they try to use lyrics to put Young Thug away in prison. Y'all don't remember that? Kevin Liles had to go up to the courthouse and say, hey, you guys can't use these lyrics to put that man in jail because he's just being artistic. He's being artistic and he's expressing himself artistically. He's just talking about the environment that he came from. And now UMG uses the same trick to say, well, y'all can't sue us if we can't put y'all in jail. It's kind of poetic, if you ask me. So also UMG puts in the filing, they're saying that the song Not Like Us does not meet legal standards for incitement of harassment. Basically saying, yo, man, the things that are being said in this song, man, you can't say that he's harassing you, because if he was harassing you, you would be suing him, not us. Which to that I'll be like, well, ain't y'all the people who pushed the song and made sure the song was getting radio play on a consistent basis? Those are things that we don't talk about. UMG is a record label that makes money off of these artists. They have to be able to push something. Even if it's organically popular, even if it got big on its own, y'all still have to put money behind it. Ask any of the major talking heads that's been in music. They'll tell you a single has to have money put behind it for it to go. The thing is, what kind of taxes did they use to make sure that album stayed number one? What kind of taxes did they have to use to make sure people was using it on social media? It's different things like that. Yeah, I get it. It's a slap. But a slap can only go so far without a label and without money and without bots. Again, a lot of your major talking heads said the same thing. Of course they use bots. Y'all didn't know that? They use bots. I'm not trying to take anything away from Kendrick Lamar, because I know Kendrick Lamar is one of those artists that makes great music. I am a fan of Kendrick Lamar, have been for a very long time. But I also understand that the game is the game, and I also understand that the music business is dirty, shady, and fucked up, especially when it comes to money and when it comes to paying artists what they deserve. So why would they not use something to be able to make this man look bad? Again, I see it from a standpoint of what Drake is saying. No, y'all push this real heavy, and it's making me look, I'm losing money behind this shit. Whether you wanna say I did it or not, I can't take the stain off. One thing people fail to realize is when a man is called something like a PDF or whatever the case may be, that's something that's hard to get erased off of, especially when you have social media, again, pushing different narratives on Twitter and Instagram and pulling up old videos. Like, it's hard to be able to make deals after shit like that. Also in the filing, UMG said, well, those things were there before this song even came out. So how is it that you're going to sit up here and blame us for it? Well, yeah, it was, those claims were out there, but the song magnified things, and you guys made sure you pushed the song, which was like, okay, hey, we're gonna keep pushing this shit, this narrative. And y'all, and I don't think UMG is stupid to think that they don't know how social media works. Once a narrative has been put out there about certain artists, they're gonna push it. Niggas on Twitter love to make sure they make you look bad. That's just how shit works. People on social media love to make you look like a fool, make you look stupid, and always bringing up old shit. If you don't believe me, pull up your Twitter right now and just put in random words and see what happens and how people try to embarrass other people. It's ridiculous. So I don't think UMG is stupid. I think they know how shit works, and it's terrible that they're saying this kind of shit. Another thing that I found interesting in this whole filing is they went bar for bar on a lot of shit. They brought up the fact that Taylor Made Freestyle was a part of this. You know, in Taylor Made Freestyle, he does invite Kendrick Lamar to call him a pedo. He does invite Kendrick Lamar to come out and start making a song. So what UMG's lawyers did was say, hey, you goated this. You made this nigga come out and say these things about you. It never would have happened if you never would have made Taylor Made Freestyle. Score one again for UMG. They really do have a point. Drake had no right. He played his hand so fucking terribly in this whole rap beef. If Drake would have never kept asking for it, we wouldn't have got this far. I do have to agree with that. We wouldn't have got here if it wasn't for Drake sitting up here saying, nah, you gonna do it this time. And the things that he put out there really kind of set itself up for a fall. That was a great point from UMG. Their lawyers have clearly been looking at this whole situation. They've been breaking this shit down. So I got to give them props. Their company went down. I mean, they went through. If you go through the document, if you ever read the document, they go through all of the different songs, and they do pull out shit from Family Matters. They pull out shit from Taylor Made Freestyle. They pull things out from each song, and they sit up here and they're saying what Drake did to bring this onto himself. But I'm still going to make the point that these songs don't go without any kind of budget or any kind of using any kind of bots to help some of this shit move. I'm not saying that Kendrick Lamar needs them. I have to make that point clear. He doesn't need them, but the company needs them to be able to make money to actually generate more popularity on all of these different platforms. So it's a lot more to it than what they're saying. Another thing UMG did, which I thought was pretty smart, and it is another win for them, is saying, this ain't the only rap beef you done put yourself in, my guy. Look at the fact that you went up against Pusha T and Meek Mills and things that happened with them. You have participated in a lot of rap beefs that you have lost. And they're all your fault. That's fucked up. They basically was like, yo, you keep putting yourself in these rap battles that you can't win. You just need to make music, Drake. And I think that's fucked up, but it is necessary. I think a lot of people have seen Drake do this before, and they're making sure that they put a magnifying glass over it. UMG is making some great points. UMG is basically saying, yo, these are like two girls at the lunchroom table talking bad about each other's clothes, just trying to hurt each other's feelings, but not really trying to say anything that's true. I don't know if that's a good comparison or not, but that's what I got from it. But at the end of the day, UMG's pulled up a very good point, which has been a point that's been an overall point for a very long time. Where does rap lyrics, as far as like rap lyrics are concerned, are we supposed to use them to put people in jail? And if we're not supposed to use rap lyrics to put people in jail, why are we trying to use them to sue a company? And I gotta be honest with you, they make a great point. If we can't use rap lyrics to be able to put people in jail, we shouldn't be able to use rap lyrics to put companies, to make companies pay up or be sued or whatever the case may be. As much as I root for Drake on this whole situation, I gotta be honest, the hip hop fan in me does feel like, thinking over this and reading this, the hip hop fan in me does make me feel like if we start using lyrics to do all of this stuff, man, we're gonna have a very tame genre. We're gonna have a genre that's not gonna be able to express themselves freely like they should. We're gonna take away their freedom of speech, which I think one of my homeboys, I think Hakeem, put that out there in front of me before, and I kind of dismissed it because I didn't think it would be fair. But after reading this document, I get it, man. I don't know where to stand anymore. That's how I'll put it. I'm confused, but then I'm still kind of like, I don't know where to stand, because I do want UMG to be able to get, I want them to get what's coming to them. Not just for Drake, but for every other artist who's tried to get their money, or they've quieted, or they've silenced their songs, or to put people on the shelves. Like, they deserve to get their comeuppance when it comes to this kind of shit, because they've been doing dirty shit for a very long time. But I gotta be honest with you, it's not worth artistic freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, artistic freedom is a thing that artists need to be able to make the kind of music they need to make. And if artists can't make the type of music they need to make, or they can't say what they need to say freely on albums, we're gonna have a very tame and lame genre. So I'm going to put a pin in all of this right now. We'll see where this goes. I can't wait to see what Drake does to come back on UMG, or if this whole thing just kind of goes out the window, because this filing just decimated everything that Drake was trying to put up as a case. So finally, I'm going to end this with the whole Just with the Mess situation. Now look, I have completely, it's like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this, because I got to make sure I get this out to y'all by later on today. I'm in the UK. But JessHilarious did a live last night where she called out a lot of different things. She got into the Corey Holcomb situation. She got into the whole situation with Lauren LaRosa. She got into the situation with your Breakfast Club. Basically saying it's ran like a high school, which is crazy. She did mention a lot of things that people are saying as far as like hardcore fans, and she did get into a whole thing about people in the comments. I'm going to play a really quick clip for y'all to get an idea of what she was saying.
You try to come back to work, and the motherfucker is right there at your desk, and ain't nobody telling you shit, mind you. Nobody telling you nothing, mind you. Before you know it, everybody thinking you're the villain. Like I'm the villain. Because I didn't know shit. I'm sick of that. I'm very, very sick of that.
We have been collectively saying that JessHilarious is very bad at her job. It is what it is. Let's just call a spade a spade. Ever since she got that job, it has been one thing after another. If it's not the botched way that they announced her being a part of the Breakfast Club, which was a mess. If it wasn't the whole situation, her getting the job and immediately taking maternity leave, which I get it. You had a kid. You needed to do what you had to do. And this whole situation of coming back and the whole back and forth between Lauren LaRosa, like everything just has been a complete fuck up when it came to JessHilarious in this job. Lauren LaRosa came in, she's seen the opportunity to get a chance to maybe get herself something somewhere else. I can completely understand being a fill-in for somebody and trying to do the best you can, because this is an opportunity to make yourself look good, to be able to look hireable to other places. I don't think she wanted to take JessHilarious' job. I think she wanted to put this on her resume and say, look, this is the kind of work that I do. When you get an opportunity to do well and to show your talent, that's what you're supposed to do, whether you're a fill-in or not. That whole situation, when it comes to shit like this, my uncle used to tell me on a regular basis, always make yourself valuable at a job. Don't matter what it is you're doing, you make yourself so valuable that they can't get rid of you. You do what you have to do to make yourself valuable so they don't let you go. I don't think JessHilarious did that. I don't think she got better at what she was doing at her job. I don't think she really gave a fuck after she got the contract signed. And I really just feel like she thought this was going to be a forever job. Now it's just like, well, I know Angela Yee. Them 13 years she did, I don't know how she did it. To me, and how my brain works, I was looking at this whole live thinking, oh, you made yourself the star of the show when you just got the job. And that ain't how it worked out. And I'm not saying that to belittle her or anything like that. I'm just saying you are the hero in your own story, and that wasn't the case. Envy and Charlamagne are OGs, and they have cemented that shit for a very long time. You came in new, you put your feet on the table, and you said, fuck it. I got it now. I can do what the fuck I want to do. Not to say having a kid is doing what the fuck you want to do, but in the live, you clearly said, hey, I wanted a baby, I had a baby. It's like, okay, hey, whatever you want to do is fine, but you have to understand the consequences that come when you start making decisions and start putting your feet on the table and you start putting mud on people's couches. Shit comes with that. You have to get better at your job. Make sure you are valuable enough that they can't get rid of you. You can't just rely on being the social media comic that came out of nowhere to help the Breakfast Club be relevant again. Sorry, I had a brain fart. When JessHilarious was up there, I was like, yo, she's making them relevant because she's still doing Jess with the Mess and all this other stuff. But it's like, honestly, you treated the Breakfast Club like a side gig from the time you got it. From the time you signed that contract, it was a side gig to you because you got more bookings, because you got more time to be able to work on your comedy, because things were going very, very well. That Breakfast Club situation was the best thing that could have happened to you. Whether you want to admit it or not, it was. And now you're at a point now where it's just like, well, they might not renew my contract, but I don't need them. I want it to be there. Girl, Stop. Stop doing shit like that. You know what's funny? When we get to a situation where we feel like we're going to leave, when we're going to quit before they fire us, we get delusional. We get real delusional because just as well as everybody else know, just as well as people in the comments know, when it comes to you doing your job, you half-assed it when you signed the contract. When you got put on, you half-assed it. You didn't do anything to make yourself more valuable so they couldn't get rid of you. Lauren LaRosa comes in prepared. Lauren LaRosa does research. Lauren LaRosa does what she had to do. And it wasn't to take your job. It was to get another opportunity somewhere else. Because that wasn't guaranteed to that girl. That whole situation wasn't guaranteed to her. She did what she had to do to make sure she had other opportunities past this when they was going to kick her out the door. The simple fact was they looked at the fucking stats and said, oh, she's doing a better job than Jess Hilarious is. Jess Hilarious is just funny. Lauren LaRosa is going to do research. She's going to call people. She's going to ask the tough questions. You just on there sitting up here, let me just do Just with the Mess and be funny. It is what it is. The way Jess Hilarious handled this whole situation, to me, is wrong. Never should have got on live about it. You never should have put everything on social media like this. To me, it really felt like she's trying to get fired. It feels like that she wants to be taken out. And if that's the case, hey, you got plenty of money. You got the first contract. You're getting booked everywhere all over the place. People still fuck with you. And if you want to just get fired that way, go out with a blaze of glory. But take accountability for what you did and what you didn't do. That's the part that I think I have a problem with. Just be accountable. Hey, I did kind of half-ass that job. Hey, I really didn't show up all the time. Hey, I was doing other things. I was really treating this like my side gig. You're pointing out the facts of what everybody else did as far as like how they treated it like a high school, or they're restructuring the show, or they're trying to have these meetings. And then you try to pull this power play. Well, I gave her that segment. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have got that. I fought for that. Stop playing with these people's emotions, man. And stop trying to make yourself look way more important when you know when you know the same thing everybody else knows. You didn't take the job as seriously as you should have. Lauren LaRosa came in and did a better job. And now you got egg on your face because you probably won't get re-signed. Now, if you don't get re-signed, I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if it's the Breakfast Club because they're high school, or if it's yours because you didn't want to improve at what you were doing. It's just a lot of drama that don't nobody want to have or don't nobody want to give a fuck about. Now, I take that back. I kind of do want to give a fuck about it. Just for the simple fact that people keep claiming that the Breakfast Club is still one of the biggest and most relevant platforms when I see more people complaining about the Breakfast Club than anything else. They don't listen to music anymore. They don't understand half the people that they come up there they don't understand some of the younger generation that comes up there. They tend to make fun of people who really are very much more relevant than they are. It's just a lot of different things that people have said about the Breakfast Club that make sense because Lord knows, I don't think anybody up there has listened to a new album in years. Or I don't think that they even really know half of the new acts that do music or that do comedy. I think they just get people up there because off of the name alone. I think people are very excited to go to the Breakfast Club because they are a platform that has been around for a long time. But I doubt that they really give a fuck about what new generation of people are doing. All of it is a big mess. I blame Charlamagne for this because Jess Hilarious was a Charlamagne hire. No matter what you want to say, she got on the Black Effect podcast network first. She got her own podcast out of nowhere, and then she gradually just kind of eased her way into the guest host spot, and then she gradually just got that job. I personally feel like that's all Charlamagne. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I completely doubt it. So I haven't seen anything past the IG live and all the commotion this morning because again, this is it's like fucking 8 here. So I don't know what else is going on right now. I'm most definitely going to return to this just to see what happens from here on out. So we'll find out together. Speaking of that, I got nothing else. It has been a long morning. I had to get up early to be able to record this so I can get it to you guys later on today. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for being a part of the STEM Society. Again, if you have topics you want me to talk about, email me. Let me know what it is. I would do a phone number, but I live in the UK and I can't get a UK phone number right now. So right now, emailing is the only way. But if you have topics you want me to talk about, email them to me and I'll make sure I bring them up to the show. And with that being said, man, completely take care of yourself this week. I will catch you guys on Sunday. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.